Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Hispanics causing panic. I'm glad to be here.
Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
All right, guys, welcome back. HCP is War every Monday night. I'm your host, gfunkyboxing, with my co-host D Style Boxing. We had a good weekend of fights, man. Had two different cards on, two different nights. We didn't get no counter programming, but we're gonna get some counter programming this weekend, which I mean, it's cool. Hey, at least boxing is hot, man. It's been hot, and I'm not really gonna complain. You know, we're getting fights, and we're getting a lot of them, so that's what I really, really love. I'm gonna go ahead and say what's up to everybody here. We got Eric Gomes says Bomb Squad. I don't know where that came from. We're not even talking about Wilder, but okay. Thanks for being here. Tony Boswell, big supporter of HCP, Puerto Rican rum in the house. DJ Mexicano de Tejas, what's up, man? Miguel, what's happening? My boy Stefan is here. Off the ropes, boxing and MMA. What's going on, bro? Fotex is G Funky. Did you see the little gangster Bud did at the end of round 9? Yeah, man. Nando Yama's here as well. What's going on, guys? We're going to be talking all about that tonight. Also, Andrade. We're going to talk about Earl Spence and why he left so damn fast. Like, why? I don't know what was up with that. But also, we're going to be previewing the fights of the weekend. The predictions will be tomorrow, but we'll talk a little bit about Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos, the fight that you can't even say the fight that never ends, the fight that never starts. But let's hope that we get it to start this weekend and it can finally be over with. And then we have a pretty good matchup, man, down at bantamweight, I believe. Fulton versus Figueroa should be a really good fight. It should be a really good weekend of fights. But we're going to talk about the aftermath of the weekend, man. And let's start with a one Mr. Boo Boo Andrade. But first, we got ourselves a super chat from Remy, another big supporter of HCP, $2. He says, yo, G Funky and D Style, what's up, bro? Thanks for being here. Chauncey Pearls as well in the house. HLD, what's up, guys? Look, man, Boo Boo Andrade, right? And I asked a question in the title of the video here. So I want to just ask you this question as well, D-Style. Well, no, let's just talk about the fight first, okay? And then we'll ask the question to you in the chat. But what did you think of the fight, man? What were your thoughts?
I mean, it wasn't a fight. It was just a showcase for Andrade. Made short work of him, knocked him down several times, and it was all she wrote. I mean, I can't really call it a statement. Usually you would think, hey, you stop somebody 2 rounds, a statement. That's an exclamation point. I don't know. These middleweights got to fight each other, bro. We got Triple G, we got Charlo, we got Andrade, we got obviously Murata's about to fight Triple G, but Munguia's in the mix. It's time to fight one of those guys. I'm sick and tired of hearing, oh, Canelo doesn't want to fight them. Canelo hasn't been a middleweight in I don't know how long. Stop crying. Okay, stop depending on a cash cow or some shit, and make your own lane. Build your own legacy. It is time for Andrade to fight one of these other champions. It is time, G-Funky, that Andrade either fights Munguia or does something he's never really done, is unify a belt. It's time to step up, you know?
I agree, man. Drew with a 199 super chat says, talk about Andrade. Do you want to put us to sleep? Hey, it's a fight that happened. You know, we do the weekend aftermath. So, you know, it is what it is, man. But I want to say this, and I have the poll in the chat right now asking, did Andrade make a statement? And right now we got 15 votes, which is, you know, just about everybody here, and 73% are saying no, 27% yes. Look, I'm going to say this. For Andrade, I think it was a little tiny bit of a statement. That's what I'm going to say. And the reason why I say that is because he did stop the guy, and that's been my criticism of him lately. I called a couple of his fights last year. When I first came back doing YouTube videos, I went live and covered one of his fights, did the play-by-play for it, and he knocked that guy down, I believe, in the second round, hurt him pretty badly, and wasn't able to put him away. The fight ended up going 12 rounds. His last fight with, who was it, Liam Williams? I'm not even sure if that went the distance or not, but I feel like that was a fight that he should have put the guy away as well. Didn't do that, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat could correct me if I'm wrong. But this one here, he hurt the guy early, put him away early. So, we got to give him something for that. Now, I know it's Quigley, right? Everybody, oh, that's Quigley. Yes, I understand. But this is what you're supposed to do with guys that you're better than. Get him out of there and get him out of there quickly. And, if we're looking for things like, well, he's boring, he's not entertaining. I mean, who doesn't enjoy a good knockout? You know what I'm saying? So we got to give him something at least. Drew with another 199 says, based on last night's fights, I'd favor Boo Boo over Charlo. That's a good question. And thanks for the super chat as well. Or a good statement, I should say. And that's something that we're going to talk about on the roundtable, which will be here Wednesday night, not Thursday night as usual. Obviously, there's a holiday going on, but I want to make an announcement as well. On the roundtable is going to be the usual suspects, myself, D-Style, Joe Habib, Maestro A will all be there. We got 3 guests coming in. All right. We got Mario Munguia will be live with us on the roundtable. The boxing historian 206, Big Brian will be there with us as well. And we also got Michael Montero from The Ring will be joining us for the first hour on the roundtable. So you guys don't want to miss that one. Okay. It's going to be a really good show. And we'll be talking about who is the best middleweight and stuff like that on the roundtable. So make sure you guys are there for that, okay? Now, the poll is starting to get a little bit closer. Just a little bit now. We got 26 votes, 31% yes, 69% no. So I think most people feel it's not a statement for Andrade. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we got to give him something, man. Would you agree with that or no?
The opponent just wasn't that good.
No, he wasn't.
Like that. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, you can make the argument, well, he did what he was supposed to do, D-Style. Like, okay, I mean, it's better than going the distance like Plantwood against this level of dudes. You know what I mean? I get it. But I don't know, man. I don't know if statement is the right word. I mean, I can't agree with that. Andrade, if he wants me to say the word statement, he needs to fight one of these other guys or Munguia, somebody like that.
No, I agree. It's time for these guys to mix it up for sure, man. Definitely time for these guys to mix it up. What's going on? Good to see you there, DJ Mechika. Nice to see you here. Psycho boxing fans, this guy right here. Let me tell you something about this guy right here. We go back a long way, man. This dude was one of my original subscribers from 10 years ago. I appreciate you always being here, man. We don't always agree, but this guy has been here for a long time, man. So shout out to you. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Okay, that's very important. So I'll say this, man. Let me just take the poll down first before I ask another question about Andrade. So right now, 31 votes. That's more than the people we have here live. So I'm going to go ahead and end this poll right now. 68% say no. 32% say yes. So, hey, guys being rough on Boo Boo. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and end that poll. But
ain't impressed.
I want to ask you guys this, man. What did you think about Chris Mannix yelling, ranting, and raving about how Demetrius Andrade versus Jamal Charlo is the best fight in boxing if it's made? What do you think of that, D-Style?
Yeah, I mean, they're calling for this fight all over the world. Like, you know what I mean? They're calling for it everywhere. Like, this fight. I mean, oh my God. Okay? Look, is it a good... Let me first say this. Is Charlo Andrade a good fight? Yes. Okay? It's the best fight at middleweight. Now, I don't know if that's maybe what he meant, right? It's the best fight to make in boxing in the middleweight division, right? But Thought he ain't no Winky right of this generation. It's just that right now. Okay, let me just put out that fire right now. This dude, Boo Boo, okay, ain't no Winky right. Okay, let me just put that shit to rest now. All right. But I will say, Chris Mannix is full of shit. He's been full of shit. You know what doesn't make sense to me is he's going around saying that the guy that Canelo should fight is Triple G because Triple G is the one dude that everybody knows, right? Not Charlo, not Andre from the middleweight guys. It should be Triple G. Not Benavidez, not anybody above at 175. No. Triple G is the place to be. Why isn't Triple G in the equation of the biggest fight to make in the world? This dude isn't consistent to save his life. He's not consistent. To save you, this dude ain't consistent at all. There's nothing consistent about this guy whatsoever. So, hey, he ain't consistent to save his life. You could throw a freaking lifeguard at him. It ain't gonna work. Full of shit. Chris Mannix is so full of shit, bro. Fuck that dude.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Mannix and his commentary during fights.
Hey, but the best fight to make is, Charlo versus Andre. Shut up. Him and the stupid podcast. Okay. The dude, you know who he is? You know who Chris Mannix is, ladies and gentlemen? Once upon a time, the now, is Sports Illustrated even still around? Is it still a thing?
I believe so, yes, but I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, Sports Illustrated used to do constant hit pieces on boxing, like, oh, the sport's dead, it's gonna die, and yeah, where's Sports Illustrated now, motherfuckers? Okay, all right, Sport of Boxing is still around, okay, but now you know what he is. They don't want to pay somebody to write about boxing, okay? They don't want to pay somebody, ladies and gentlemen. So you know what they did? They got the NBA guy to write about boxing. Chris Mannix started watching boxing a couple years ago. He was an NBA writer, right? This is the dude. This is it. This is the guy that the Zone hired to call fights and to give opinions and to score fights. No wonder he says stupid things like Andrade versus Charlo is the best fight to make in all of boxing, and he's getting fucking tortured. Like this dude's getting torched all over the fucking internet, especially Twitter. Have you seen the memes of the fields of people all the way in for the fight? You know, fuck this dude. I cannot stand Chris Mannix.
Yeah. HLD says Eddie Hearn has done a shit job getting Andrade big fights. I agree.
I can't stand his hair. I can't stand the company he works for. I can't stand his suits. I can't stand his stupid face. I can't stand his boxing takes. I can't even stand his NBA takes. I listen to his NBA takes and I'm like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? Fuck Chris Mannix, okay? This dude is the lowest of the low. This dude don't know shit. No offense to the dude. You don't know shit. Okay, I'm sorry. You don't know shit about boxing, brother. You just don't.
Very true. You could just tell right away.
I talk to my NBA friends, and they tell me that they only know Gennady Golovkin. So that's who can. Like, shut up. All right.
And that might be true. He's a casual guy. Like, casuals know him, but still, Nando Yamas, thank you so much, man. $4.99 says, no joke. Will Triple G immediately retire after his Murata fight? Now that third Canelo payday is bye-bye.
Payday. You want payday?
Man. He could be a unified middleweight champion if he wins that fight. So, Jesus, I mean, that's pretty sad considering that guys like Charlo and Andrade have had those belts for so long, and to piggyback off of what HLD just said, like, yeah, Eddie Hearn's got to do it. He's got to find a way to secure this guy a big fight. And what I don't understand is, like, how come the Munguia fight hasn't happened? Like, and I still don't expect that fight to happen. Both guys fight on DAZN. I have a feeling that they're going to go after Triple G, especially if he wins. If he loses, I don't know if they'll go after Murata. We'll see. I hope that they say, let's just go for Andrade. Obviously, he's a bigger name here in the United States, but I have a suspicion that if Triple G wins, they'll definitely be going that direction with Jaime Munguia. And look, again, the business side of boxing makes money. It makes sense, you know. Triple G, again, he's a casual dream. Everybody knows him. All the casuals know who he is from his fights with Canelo. Munguia is starting to gain some momentum as far as his popularity goes. There was a really nice crowd there at the arena for his fight with Rosado. So I think they see cha-ching with that possible fight if it happens. And again, 2 belts will be on the line. And if Munguia can pull that thing off, he will be a unified champion at middleweight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I see dollar signs all around with that fight. Black and Brown Boxing, what's going on, man? It's my brother from my hometown of Sacramento, California.
Black and Brown.
Guys, subscribe to Black and Brown. All right, guys. I would definitely appreciate that. OG Sinister as well is here.
Yeah, Black and Brown's a cool dude. There's only one thing wrong with Black and Brown. And unfortunately, you have the same problem. You're both from like the Bay. But other than that, you guys are cool. You know what I mean?
Well, technically, we're not. I mean,
guys
from
Sacramento, close. Like,
we're close.
Sacramento.
Yeah, we're close. But I tell you this, guys from Sacramento don't like to be called Bay Area guys these days. I don't have a problem with the Bay Area. I love going to the Bay Area, you know. I love San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland, all those places, man. Anyways, let's not go ahead and wander off. But yeah, I'll say this, man. I don't know if they want that Munguia Andrade fight, because I'll be honest with you, man. I think Andrade beats him, and I think he beats him easy. That's just my opinion. There might be a lot of people in the chat that disagree with that, but I think Andrade beats him, man. And that might slow the momentum. Christine Lopez is here. Make sure that you guys subscribe to In the Ring with Christine. She does a show every Wednesday called Women Crush It Wednesday. She's a part of the HCP network. So you guys make sure that you subscribe and check her out. That's the big sis of HCP. What's going on? She was over at the Crawford fight. So you came in just in time, big sis, because now we're going to transition over to Terence Crawford. Okay. Now, I put in quotations on the title. Crawford is the man, right? Officially, he's not. He's got one of the belts. Most people go off, undisputed. Some people go off lineal, things like that. But I think, in my opinion, there is absolutely no doubt about it right now, man. Terence Crawford is the man at 147 pounds. And this is something that it has not been popular for the last couple of years, but this is something that D-Style and myself have been saying for quite a long time since we do an HCP. We have both agreed and said multiple times, Terence Crawford beats all those dudes on the PBC side of the street. Beats them all. And we started with Shawn Porter Saturday night in a really good fight, to be honest with you. It was a little more competitive than I thought. D-Style, my man, with the $2 super chat. It says HCP is war. That's right, man. It's wartime, baby. So I want to know what your scorecard was, D-Style. Do you have your scorecard with you right now for the Crawford Porter fight?
Oh, man. I would have to I was doing this in the text with myself, you, and Maestro, but I don't have it with me at the moment. But I had Crawford up by 1 point.
Okay.
And I thought I thought rounds 2, I believe it was 7, were both pretty tight rounds there.
Yeah. There was a lot of swing rounds on my card as well. Those were early rounds, though. I had rounds 2, 3, and 4 marked as swing rounds. Both guys had some momentum. Both guys had moments in a lot of these rounds. You said you had a different swing round than I did. It was just that kind of fight for a little bit, But I do feel like Crawford, once it got into the second half of the fight, that he started to pull away, in my opinion. I had him up 87-84 going into round 10. I had it even after 6. But then I gave him the next 3 rounds, and then obviously the fight ends in round 10 with Kenny Porter stopping the fight. Let's see here. Black and Brown says he had Crawford up 1. Chicano Prophet says he had Crawford up. I'm not sure how many you had him up. Let's see here. Stefan says I had Crawford ahead 5-4 going into the 10th. And even the official scorecards were tight. I think one judge had it the same as I did. and the other two, I believe, had Crawford up by 1. So really good fight. More tight than I thought it was going to be. That's for sure. I was predicting like a 9 rounds to 3 type of fight. It wasn't looking that way as far as the judges go, but good fight, better than I thought. And I want to give Shawn Porter some credit, man. I didn't think he was going to be able to mix things up the way that he did, but I talked about this a lot in my prediction where I said he has relentless pressure, and he does. We've seen him apply that relentless pressure on guys, you know. This time it was more, I guess you could say, controlled pressure. You know, he picked his spots when he felt like he needed to be aggressive. The first round, though, he came out pretty aggressive. But the rest of the fight was more, you know, he took his time and didn't just rush in all the time, you know, which I think was a really good game plan. I really do think that was a good game plan because it did kind of throw Crawford off a little bit in the early going. Would you agree with that, D-Style?
Yes, I do think, look, Shawn Porter has given everybody's fought a tough fight. There isn't one guy. Look, you could say he lost to Thurman. Some people feel he won that fight. Mm-hmm. That was a very close fight. Some, you know, even the Kell Brook fight, a lot of people feel that now this was before he moved up to fight Triple G. Porter, I'm sorry, Brook. Okay, some people feel that, you know, not me, but some people feel Porter won. The Spence fight, you could argue if you want to that he won that fight as well. So I was definitely expecting some resistance. And I'll admit, I thought it was going to be more one-sided than it was. That I will admit to, right? It was far more competitive. And in fact, I can't even say more competitive. That it was competitive up until, I believe, Crawford really started to take over around the 9th round and turned it up in his pace, right? And started to unload on Porter, body shot after body shot, counter hooks upstairs with the hook and all that. So it was definitely a tough fight early on. That's for sure, and that's what I would expect from Porter. And credit to Porter, he wasn't recklessly just lunging in, because that would have been a horrific mistake. Okay, against Crawford, I thought he would have. I thought he would have done it instinctively, and he showed really, really good restraint in not doing that.
I agree 100%, man. Got a few super chats here from our brothers, the newly added team to the HCP network. Long live boxing with a $4.99 super chat. It says respect G Funky and D Style. Shout out to the chat. I had Crawford up 1 going into 10. HCP is war. Let's fucking get it. Exactly. Make sure you guys subscribe to Long Live Boxing. They run a podcast every Sunday, I believe 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific. So again, if you're not with the network, man, and you better get with it, all right? And here's another member of the network, Christine Lopez with the $4.99. I appreciate that, big sis. So let's go ahead and let's talk about that real quickly.
At the Crawford fight, by the way, covering the event,
exactly,
putting in that hard work. Where's the appreciation for Christine Lopez? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Go subscribe to her channel. In the Ring with Christine.
That's right. And here's the schedule, guys. Let's go over it real quickly since we got people in the chat. Maestro Oz here as well, 8 p.m. Eastern. Mano a Mano, we just finished there with Maestro and Kenny T, followed by us. HCP is War every Monday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And Al Chile, I'm not sure. You guys let me know if you're in the chat. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? All right, let us know, okay? But as of right now, we got
Al Chile. Let us know. Like for real. Let me keep it real with us. Is it Tuesday or is it Wednesday? Or mañana van a decir que es el Thursday. Like, we're gonna do it on Thursday. Like, I don't know, right? but you know, y'all gotta make your shit. Like, make up your minds, okay? Like, but no, in all seriousness, they'll let us know. This is last week's schedule, obviously, but they'll let us know. Nonetheless, it's around that time. And one way to solve that problem: subscribe to Chicano Profit. Hit the bell. You'll be notified. Women Crushing it Wednesday, every Wednesday. I mean, shout out to the ladies. You know what I mean? All that good stuff, okay? And of course, the roundtable this week only, because of the holiday, is going to be on Wednesday on G Funky Boxing, and of course, Ringside Reporter. You know, on Sunday 6 p.m. and of course, Long Live Boxing 2 p.m. Eastern as well. So shout out to them.
Right. We got to update this, add the Long Live Boxing crew to the schedule. Make sure you guys subscribe to the network, follow all the channels here, okay? Because they all have different opinions, and that's the beautiful thing about HCP. We're not a fucking echo chamber, all right? That's what we're not going to be. Shout out to my boy as well here, Mr. Pound for Pound Boxing. I'm waiting for you to start making content, brother, so I can send you people, all right, to subscribe to you. But he does have old content up if you want to subscribe and check him out. He says fight was closer than that. Crawford was barely winning, barely. I disagree. I feel he was up a couple rounds. But nonetheless, so okay, here we go. They're on Wednesdays this week. No Paul's fault this time. All right.
Here we go. Look at this. They're already backstabbing each other in the back. You know, it's his fault. And, you know, it's all good. You know, I cheated, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in.
Exactly. No, I definitely agree with a lot of things you said about the fight going into the later rounds. Teresa D is here. Hey, how you doing? Haven't seen you here in a while, but thanks for popping up. Toby as well.
Look, I was just popping up out of nowhere, you know.
Porter's attack was definitely more controlled, and I feel like that was a tremendous game plan. You know, I feel like that was really good. Mix things up, try to, you know, throw Crawford off just a little bit, you know. But the problem with a guy like Crawford is, you know, he adapted eventually. Took him a little bit longer than I expected, but he did catch on. I say this, man. Those body shots he started ripping with in the middle parts of that fight, the middle rounds, those were some beautiful timed, as Porter's jumping in, just hard left hooks, left uppercuts. Not only was he hitting them in like the stomach area, but a lot of the times him in the solar plexus, in the chest, you know, as he's coming in. I think those shots really put a hurting on Shawn Porter, and you started to see him slow down a little bit those last couple of rounds. I started to notice that. I believe I texted you guys when we were texting during the fight. I said, man, those body shots are really starting to take effect. Haplotype here. What's going on, bro? And then he lowers the boom. Lands a nice left uppercut. Again, as Porter's lunging in. And he goes down, right? And just like every other time he goes down, he gets right back up. Says, I'm fine. I'm good. Let's go. The referee says, okay, let's get it back on. They go back at it again. And this time they're actually, if you look at the replay, Porter hit him with a couple of shots. They weren't big shots, but in the mix of that exchange, he did land a couple of shots on Crawford. The problem is Crawford's shot was a lot harder. Looked like he might have caught him high on the temple in this area with that right hook. That hurt him. A few more shots to follow. Porter goes down. Now here's the funny part. He goes down, starts punching away on the canvas, right, out of what I believe was frustration, you know. And look, I understand the frustration when you're in competition, you know, and things happen that you don't expect to happen. He felt like he made a mistake. Crawford made him pay for that mistake. But being frustrated in a fight, I think, is one of the worst things that you could do as a fighter, you know, being frustrated, especially with a guy like Terence Crawford. Now, as soon as that happens, he gets up. Kenny Porter decides to throw in the towel. After Shawn Porter said he was ready to fight, the referee asked him, you want to continue? He says, yeah, I want to fight. Yes. And then boom, Kenny Porter gets up on the apron, hands the referee the towel. They wave it off. And we have ourselves a controversial stoppage with that. D-Style, what were your thoughts on Kenny Porter's decision to stop the fight right at that moment?
Well, first, I mean, that beautiful 45, you call it an uppercut, but
beautiful.
That drop, Porter initially was beautiful. I felt like, I did feel like Crawford was making his jab slightly slower to make like Porter slip, to duck, right? To then go for the uppercut. But I think like Porter caught on to it. So you have to get more creative with the uppercut, you know, but eventually it was inevitable. It came. And then, of course, when he got back up, the ballistic missile right hand of Crawford to throw the punch, and Porter moves and he like moves it in midair, okay, in the middle of throwing it, is one of the most insane things and I think underrated things that I've seen all year. I mean, to me, it's one of the best, moves I've seen, man. But anyway, shortly right after that punch, Porter goes down again. He's frustrated. He's angry at himself. He's been dropped. And he got up. But let me tell you something that people aren't talking about. Yeah, we could talk about Kenny and all that. And we could talk about, he was pounding the mat and this and that, right? He gets up. He didn't. And maybe it was just a frustration, but fighters got to get up and they got to look at the referee. Not your opponent, not the crowd. Look at the ref, okay? You look at the ref and you say, I'm good, let's go, right? He didn't do that if you look again, right? He got up and he goes like this, and don't do that. Okay, that's number one. Second, Kenny Porter stops it. Look, I'm with you guys. As a boxing fan, I feel he should let that fight go on. Like, if I'm a ref, I'd let it continue because he got up and he said he's good. But this is his father. He knows him. Okay, I interviewed the Porters on Rope-a-Dope Radio when Porter had just turned pro. Seems like a long time ago. Yes, I'm talking 2009. Okay, he's been with his son, and I know he cares for his son. I know he loves his son. Okay, in my opinion, Kenny Porter knew his son was done. Okay, he knows him. He knew what was about to happen. And I think the person that called it right and put it perfectly was Andre Ward. He didn't stop it because of what happened. He stopped it because of what was going to start happening. Okay? In my opinion, Porter was done. He had him timed. I mean, he already dropped him twice in a round. I think it was going to continue, right? And Porter just said, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to stop this fight. I don't want to see my son get further embarrassed. That is in his mind. I don't think fighters get embarrassed when they're not, but I can see that in his mind, right? And he said, I'll be the fallout guy. I'll take the blame. I'll put the heat on me.
Good cop, bad cop, huh?
Yeah. Like, I'll be the fallout guy. You know what? I'm going to make people say, oh, what an asshole dad. His son was fighting like a warrior, wanted to continue, and this motherfucker stopped it, right? That's why he did it. Okay, he did it to protect his son in more ways than one. Because now people could say, "Oh, you hear that? He said he wasn't preparing himself. Oh, like it wasn't even the best version of Porter."
I want to talk about that after we talk about this, what you thought of the stoppage, because I got some interesting things to say about that as well. That was something to be heard. I tell you that, man. I want to read some comments here real quickly. Christine Lopez, I agree with Kenny. Kenny knows his son was dropped twice. Crawford was in his head per banging the canvas. He didn't want his son taken out on a stretcher. Glad he ended it. That's what a lot of people think. And Andre Ward kind of, said the same as well. Off the Ropes Boxing and MMA says, I think Porter struggled a little to get up the second time. Maybe he was feeling the fatigue. You know what? I thought the same thing. I thought maybe there was something wrong with his leg or something, but he did not look right getting up that second time. Like his one of his legs was stretched out. Like I thought something happened to his leg, and that's why they stopped it at first. But we ended up finding out it was something else. My boy, Mr. Pound for Pound Fight Corner says, I love Crawford as a fighter, but he gave away the blueprint to beating him against Porter. Porter didn't win that. No, Crawford didn't win that night in the end because I believe Porter laid the blueprint to beating him. And I would love to hear that blueprint for sure. No doubt about it. But yeah, look, here's what I'm going to do for you guys from now on and for myself as well. Next time we have a father trainer on the show as a guest for an interview, I'm going to ask him this question about this same situation with Shawn Porter and his father, Kenny Porter. It's a tough situation to be in, man. And look, if you're not a father, it's kind of hard to understand. Of course, the fight fans want to see the knockout. We want to see the guy get knocked down, not make the count, or just be flat out knocked down, the referee lay it out. Just call the fight off. I agree. But again, at the end of the day, that's your kid fighting, Did he fear that he was going to get stretched out like that by Crawford? Because look, at the end of the day, Crawford is a great finisher, man. Great finisher. When he gets guys hurt, man, they don't go the distance, They just don't. So he gets guys out of there. Now, who knows? Maybe if he got dropped again with something, the referee might have just called it off anyway. Who knows? I don't know. Was there a 3 knockdown rule? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't recall, but
They don't have one no more.
they don't have it no more? Okay, then it would have been up to the referee's discretion at that point then if he went down again. But it's definitely a tough spot to be in as a father, watching your son in there take punches like that, get dropped. Crawford, again, had already got the timing down, got his rhythm down, and that's how he was able to catch him with those shots. Like I said, took him a little bit longer to do it, but he did it. He figured him out, and ended up doing something that no other welterweight was able to do to Shawn Porter, and that's stop him, not allow him to go the full 12 rounds in a championship fight. So now I'm going to ask a question, and you kind of jumped into it, and I stopped you for a minute, held you back. But I want to ask this, man, and everybody in the chat as well. Just give me a straight yes or no. Do you think it was right for Kenny Porter to say what he said about his son in the post-fight interview? He basically threw him under the bus, all right, saying it was his preparation. He got to a point where he just doesn't listen, that type of shit. Do you agree with that? Do you think that was right to do? D-Style, what do you think, man?
So, short answer is no. But let me just to answer the question, no. And of course, you shouldn't put your fighter, much less your son, on blast, right? I mean that's crazy, right? Especially in a sport like boxing, where let's say it's true, right? Let's say Porter half-assed it and training and all that, right? He's already in the 10th round of a prize fight with who some consider the best, if not most, the best welterweight on the planet. Like, bro, he's already in the mix of it. Like, what I mean? He's almost at the finish line. I don't think he's going to reach the finish line, but he's there, right? He's earned the respect of everybody in that arena and the boxing fans. I would think he's earned your respect too, Kenny. Did Kenny ever box at this level?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think
right?
so.
So somebody give him some respect and treat him with that respect that he earned in the ring, right? But I think that's why he did it, because he knows that. So I'll reiterate what I said, right? And I want everyone to listen to me very, very closely. He said, I'll be the bad guy to save my son. I'll stop the fight. I'll say what he said, right? About his preparation, etc., right? And people will then say, oh, Shawn Porter wasn't even at his best, and he was giving Crawford a hell of a fight. Imagine if he was at his best. Man, Shawn Porter, his dad said he wasn't even 100%. If he was 100%, man, he might have beat Crawford. He was already beating him, right? So in a weird kind of way, I feel he picked the fallout guy to protect his son from a further beating, right? And to protect his son from people saying that Shawn Porter, and here's a reality. Kenny, you were fooling me, brother. Your son will never beat Terence Crawford.
No.
Okay? He'll never beat him. You're not fooling me. Right? Shawn Porter said he was in great shape. Right? Out of respect to his father, for whatever reason, he didn't talk back or something. Right?
Yeah.
But make no mistake about it, this dude didn't stop it because he didn't decide after 2 knockdowns in the 10th round, right, that I'm going to stop it now because this motherfucker didn't prepare. Okay, that's stupid to me. If that's let me ask you this, you funky. Has Shawn Porter ever been dropped twice in a round?
Not that I know of. No.
No. Right? He's been knocked down once and he's got him back up, but not twice. If Kenny Porter, if this was so different than all the other fights, right? He didn't stop it when Errol Spence knocked him down. He didn't stop it when Porter. I'm sorry,
Broner dropped him.
Yeah, Broner. I think Ugas drop him, right?
Oh, that's.
I could be wrong about that one, but nonetheless, he didn't stop it all those other times.
Yep.
So you're telling me that you already had it planned out, that if he gets dropped twice, which has never happened, that you're going to stop it because he didn't prepare right? If this time was different than the other times, why didn't he stop it after the first knockdown?
Yeah.
You would think that would have been the time to stop it then.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he got knocked down. I said I'm going to stop it. No. You let him get back up, take more punishment, and get knocked down again. And then you waited till he stood up and everything to stop it. I mean, that's crazy to me. Spare me that you stopped it because he didn't prepare. Spare me. You stopped it because you knew Crawford was about to put a beating on his ass. That's why you stopped it. And those words couldn't come out of his mouth, you funky. He couldn't say he was better than my son. So I had to stop it because he was going to hurt my son further. Okay, his ego, right? He let his own ego get in the way of that, in my opinion.
Very good stuff, man. Puro Sur Central says, per Kevin Ioli, the pay-per-view did 190,000. Yeah, we did hear about that. And yeah, it's not good numbers. I agree with you, Stefan. And this, again, I said this fight is not a pay-per-view fight. A lot of these fights aren't pay-per-view fights. That's just we got to stop with the pay-per-views for just I don't know. I'm not with it though, man. I'm not with it. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't pay for this one. I just did not pay for it. It's just one of those things, man. We just had a pay-per-view 2 weeks ago. We had a pay-per-view a month before that. Now we're gonna have another pay-per-view coming up in another couple of weeks. Like, it's just too much, man. Just too damn much. And I'll say this, man, as far as Kenny Porter goes, like, I think that was really disgusting to do, man. And Shawn Porter being, the guy that he is, a guy that I respect a lot. You see, he still has a lot of respect for his father. Even at his age, 34 years old, you would think, look, I'm my own man now. Like, I don't have to sit here and listen to this bullshit. But no, he sat there and took his father's criticism publicly after he just lost the fight. I thought it was disgraceful, in my opinion. Absolutely disgraceful to do that to your son. It looked to me as if Kenny did not want to take any accountability for that preparation. You're his fucking trainer, dude. You're his father too, but you're the guy that's training him. And you don't want to take no fucking accountability for it? Get the fuck out of here, man. The fuck out of here with that. Like, that was fucked up, man. That was really, really fucked up, man.
Do you believe them, though, that they weren't prepared?
I don't know. But either way, if he's lying or not, he threw him under the bus publicly, man, in front of all those people there, and which was a really nice crowd. I don't know if it was sold out or not, but it looked to be sold out to me. Maybe, Christine, you were there. You could tell us if that place was sold out. It looked packed to me, But in front of all those people, man, you do that. That's just not right, man. Not right at all, Like, I really felt bad for Porter when he said that. Shawn, that is. And I didn't like it. Didn't like it. Left a bad taste in my mouth. I can respect what he did as far as stopping it because he's his father, But to publicly throw him under the bus like that was completely out of pocket, Kenny. Completely out of pocket. I almost feel like if that was another fighter and not his son, that dude might have punched him in his fucking mouth for that, Like, that's how disrespectful that shit was to me,
I just heard something different from a lot of his sparring partners. Like you know what I mean? Like, I just think Kenny Porter maybe he's in denial or something, bro. I don't want to get too, like, into it like that, but he just doesn't want to admit that Crawford beat his son. He wants to give his son the excuse that they weren't prepared, that he wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
This was Porter half-assing it. He's willing for, like, he wants people to do this. He wants people to say, "Oh, how dare you put him under the bus and air him out like that." I don't think he's airing him out. I don't think he half-assed it. I don't. I think this was as good of a Porter as any other Porter. He just got beat by a better man.
Better guy.
And I just think that Kenny Porter just can't wrap his head around that. He didn't want to see his son get beat down by the better man. I'll be the fallout guy. People could hate me. I love my son. I don't want people to say that he could never beat Crawford. That's what it was. That's my opinion.
Yep. Thanks for that. Haplotype. I appreciate that, man. Look, I could not publicly do that to my son, man. Maybe privately. And shout out to Calix, who said, just like the Godfather, we don't talk about family business in public. All right. We shouldn't. And that's something that should have been a conversation for in private. He should have just said, "Look, man, I stopped the fight. He's my son. I saw he was starting to get hit with shots, getting dropped. It was time to stop it. It was just time to stop it, call it a day. And not only call it a day, but look, call it a career," which was a little bit shocking to me to hear that in the post-fight press conference. A little bit shocking to me.
I mean, is it though? I mean, it was. Don't get me wrong. I was surprised by the news as well. But should we have been surprised? Like, let me ask you this: who's left for him to fight at welterweight?
Literally nobody at welterweight. And we know this. He's fought at high weight classes. I believe he fought as high as super middleweight as an amateur.
Could move up.
He could move up and get some work. I think he's got some fights left in him, man. I really do. But you know what? Here's what I want to say to Shawn Porter, and you could share your thoughts after this. Look, man, I said this going into the fight. Shawn Porter has a ton of respect from me as a fighter. That dude is all about that smoke. He's fought everybody. And like you said, there's nothing left for him to do. Nothing left. Nobody left for him to fight at 147 pounds. You know why? Because he's got in the ring with all of them. That's why. And he didn't give a fuck about this cross the street bullshit. Guess what? He crossed that motherfucking street and went over there and fought, in my opinion, the best 147-pounder fighter in the world, Terence Crawford, and came up short. But you know what? He got in there and got it on with the guy. And just like he got it on with Thurman, Ugas, a guy who nobody really wanted to fight, Thurman, Spence, Danny Garcia. He fought all these dudes, man. So you know what? Here's what I'm going to say to you, Shawn. I got a little bit of Crown Royal left in this cup, as you guys can see. All right? But here's to you, man. I want to thank you for having a really good career. You're a 2-time welterweight champion, and you got all that smoke with all these dudes in that division, man. So I'm going to say this to you, to your career. Salute to you, man. I appreciate everything that you gave us as a fight fan, man. Here's to you. Go ahead, D-Style. Give some thoughts, brother.
Whoa, muted there. Shout out to Shawn Porter, man. Look, in an age where all we hear is, and rightfully so, we're not wrong when we say this, in an age where most fighters don't fight the fights, don't get in the ring, don't challenge themselves, don't, are scared of losing that O and just, or give up after losing the O or whatever it is, right? Not Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter is a fighter that, he just got back in the saddle and kept going, and he fought them all. And when he fought them, that's what people need to understand now. Okay. Shawn Porter fought Cal Brook. Now, not beat up Cal Brook.
Yeah,
like Cal Brook. Yeah. Okay. Like undefeated, built like a fucking brick. Khan wanted no piece of him, like that Cal Brook. You know what I mean? And before they make in my opinion, the terrible decision of moving up and weight to fight Gennady Golovkin, okay? But whatever. He fought that Cal Brook, right? He fought before the car accident Okay, freaking
Earl Spence.
Spence. Okay, he fought Spence. Okay, not Spence. Spence. Okay, like Errol Spence. He fought that Spence. Okay, he fought Keith one-time Thurman, not Keith once upon a time Thurman. Okay, and then not Keith. I'm half-assing it, half-retired Thurman. Okay, not Keith no hair Thurman. Okay, ponytail. That dude. Mad Doggy, you and shit at the weigh-ins. He fought that Thurman. All right, that's a Thurman he fought. Like, I'm sorry, Pacquiao didn't fight that Thurman. Okay, and then he fought Crawford. Currently today, in my opinion, the best welterweight on the planet. This dude fought all the dudes like when they were the dude, all right? And other than the Crawford fight, and look, some had a very competitive even. Some had Porter hit, some had Crawford hit, very competitive before the stoppage. Some feel he beat Spence, okay? Some feel he beat Thurman. Some feel, some even feel he beat Cal Brook. Okay, not to mention his win over Danny Garcia, Adrian Broner. Okay, this guy fought the who's who of the welterweight division at the right time. Yep. Shout out to he won some, he lost some. That is as old school and as throwback as it fucking gets. We are losing a throwback fighter here, guys. A guy that will fight anybody. So congratulations on your retirement. I hope to see him again, though. I would like to see him do a run at 154, personally. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think he could win a title there. Could you imagine Porter against a Castano or some shit like that?
Ooh, shit.
Dude, that shit's a fucking bar burner, bro. I think Castano beats him, but, hey, give it a shot. What if he does win? Imagine Porter versus Jermell. I would favorite Jermell, but I'm not 100% sure, though. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, to me, that's a 60-40 just off the top of my head or 70-30 type fight. So nonetheless, all I got to say is this. Imagine Porter against, who's that dude? Anyway, the guy that beat Lara. What's his name? Hurd. Imagine Hurd. Imagine Hurd versus Porter in a fight.
Yep.
God damn, bro. We got to see that fight.
Charlo? Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but nonetheless, if he's the one that's been doing this his whole life, yep. Okay, he's the one that he knows. If he knows this is it, then it's it. Like a fighter shouldn't even be in the ring if he's already thinking but like that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Plus, he's got his podcast and all that, and maybe he'll invite ACP one day. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll join the round table one day or something.
That'd be beautiful, man. Yeah, and he's got a nice career with commentating as well, so shout out to Shawn Porter, man. Look, I'm going to go over some comments here. Miguel on the Dragon says, he fought you better not duck me, son. Keith Thurman.
That's a sermon you thought, son. That's a sermon you thought, son.
The Fax D style.
Once he's lost his list, once Keith Thurman lost his list, he ain't shit him, but now he's talking proper English. That ain't Thurman. Get the fuck out of here.
He's a changed man after that. HLD says, not Spence, but Earl Spence. That's right. Long Live Boxing says, he fought one time, not part-time Thurman.
That's right.
MMA Sucks says, and it smokes Crawford. Well, look, if you believe that, then he should be getting in the ring with him right now. I mean, let's do it. The GOAT Mario P says, boxing fans always clamor for the best, fighting the best. Shawn does it consistently and gets mocked for it, and Shawn, no respect for losing by some of those fans. Yeah, no, I agree 100%, man. And you said it right, too, man. Throwback fighter like a motherfucker, man. My boy, Mr. Pound for Pound, says Porter equals less talented version of Shane Mosley, but much respect because he fought everyone like Shane. And, yeah, Shane was about that work as well. You know what I'm saying? Man, I got to be honest with you, man. When I heard that news, seeing it on the press conference, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little emotional seeing that, man, because I really like Shawn Porter, man. He's a very competitive guy, and you heard him say this in the post fight as well, where he was like, "Look, man, credit to Bud, he beat me, but I feel like I could still beat him. Like I want to fight him right now. Like I want to fight him again right now. Like I feel that, man. I feel that way. And this guy right here could tell you, he knows me personally. He's known me personally for over 30 years, this guy right here. You beat me in anything. I don't give a fuck what it is. Hopscotch, a race down the street. You barely beat me. I'm want to do that shit again. Let's fucking go again. Like,
man, that was a flute Thurman, bro. Like, this dude was playing a flute now. Like, it wasn't the same Thurman, bro. You know, I'm just saying. It was still a great win by Pacquiao. Don't get me wrong. Okay, but I don't just all you gotta do, just do this. Go watch the weigh-ins. Go watch him, how he looked at Danny Garcia, how he looked at Porter, how he looked at all these dudes right in the face. And compare that to the way he looked at Pacquiao. Dude was smiling, all happy to be there, go lucky. It wasn't the same dude, in my opinion.
Yeah. Roger also says, fucker and suffatash Keith. A long time ago.
Once that motherfucker lost his list, it was over, okay? The power was in the list.
Oh, man. Pound says HCP is guerra. That's right, man. But look, man, again, I love Shawn Porter. I'm really sad to see him go, but you know what? Respect to those fighters out there who can retire with all their faculties together. And he's got, like I say, he's got himself a good career in commentating. He's commentating all over the place. I mean, remember he was over in Japan commentating those fights for the amateur fighters. Like, he's all over the place. And you know what? I actually like him as a commentator too. So if you can make money still in the sport of boxing, and like I said, he's still all there. He doesn't sound like he's got any kind of like residual effects from fighting, at least not yet. Good for him, man. Good for him. But real quickly, before we go into the next topic of Earl Spence, okay, I want to know, man, if you were the manager of a Boots Ennis or a Virgil Ortiz, who are the two guys who we think are on deck right now to take that bat and step up to the plate, do you throw them in with a Terence Crawford right now? Because Crawford, to me, sounds like he's going to be a free agent. Do you pull that trigger if you're the manager, D-Style?
I'm going to keep it real. So, as a fan, I've already been public saying this. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yeah, let them fight. If they think they're ready, let's do it, right? As a manager, though, like if like a percentage of his purse is a percentage of my purse, and that's my livelihood type of shit, I put him in the ring with Crawford. I'd rather go the Spence route or Ugas route. No. But by the way, let me just say this before everybody. D-Style's protecting. The question was if I was his manager. I'm not his manager, right?
Yeah.
A lot of you fans out there act like managers. That's why we call you managers, right? But I'm all for the fight. Like, I'm all for Ortiz, Crawford. I'm all for Boots versus Crawford, or Spence, or Ugas. I'm for all of them. Let's do it. This is my official answer as D-Style. But if I was his manager, I mean, I'm aging now Crawford just a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm waiting just a little bit, like the 50 Cent song. You know what I mean? Just a little bit, and then we'll do it. But you know, I would go the Ugas route. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, let's see. Fidel Martinez here says the Puerto Riqueño versus Jose Cepeda. That kid got up to continue. Excuse me, got these allergies, guys. To continue fighting, and he wasn't hurt. And Tyson Fury got up versus Wilder, many others, but Porter can't. Bullshit. Look, he got up and he said he was ready to fight, man. But his dad pulled the plug. You know, his dad pulled the plug.
I mean, we could do that forever, though. Oh, this guy got up and ended up continuing. God, he was like lifeless against the ropes, and then him continue against Ward. Oh, well, why did they let this dude continue? Look, at every fight is a case-by-case basis. There's a different ref and two different fighters in every fight. Okay?
Yeah. And
his dad threw in the towel.
And you know, at the end of the day, the rules say only the referee can stop the fight. So even if Kenny Porter gets his ass up on the apron and throws a towel, like, you don't have to stop the fight. We've seen that before. That's fighters have kicked the goddamn towel out of the ring and said, I ain't stopping this fight. Like,
no, I mean, that's true, G-Funky, 100%. But in most cases, refs just honor.
Stop it. Yeah.
You know why? Because the last thing a ref wants is, okay, the corner throws in the towel. We say, no, I'm not going to stop it. And then, like, the fight continues. Something happens to that fighter, right? As a referee, it's not a good look. Like, his corner tried to stop it, and you refuse to stop it. Now this fight is hurt. I mean, look, 9 out of 10 times, if not more than that, probably 9.9 out of 10 times, a ref stops the fight when a towel was thrown.
Yep. HLD says he's got Ortiz stopping Crawford. Man. Pound says he wants Boots versus Virgil. I said that's a super fight.
Virgil's no joke.
But why can't they get these guys on the way up to building that fight? Why can't they? I'm all for it, man. I feel like Ortiz especially, because, again, I feel like he's fought the better competition than Boots at this point. You know, there's a lot of people who think Boots, the eye test alone is good enough. For me, that's not the way that I do it with fighters. But I feel like Ortiz is as ready as he'll ever be to fight Spence, Ugas, or Crawford right now. He's only going to get better. So if these dudes really want to beat him, they gotta get him now before it's too late. Ask me that question again, Fotex, if you can, man. I feel like this is it, right? Isn't this it? Like, I'll say this, look,
sure,
and I'll say it again. I said this a lot about these young guns against the guys at the top right now, which is Crawford, which is Ugas, which is Spence. If they don't get these young bucks now, like Ortiz, like Boots, Conor Benn is lagging a little bit. I don't like his fight against Algieri. I don't think that's going to do much for him, raise his profile. But there are some people high on him. Shout out to Sutter Kane, who is high on Conor Benn. But the thing is this: these guys are young, and they're only going to get better. Mm-hmm. So if these dudes at the top, if you're going to get them, you better get them early before it's too late. I'm just going to say it like that. And if I was his manager, I would say, fuck it, let's do it. Let's do this shit. Yeah. Why the fuck not?
I like Conor Benn, and in most cases, he would be viewed as, look at the up-and-coming guy. It's just that he's the up-and-coming guy at the same time as Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis. You know what I mean? Which is crazy to me. That's a big fight in a couple years. Big. I'm talking big fight. That's could be a unification. Or imagine an undisputed fight between those two guys. You know what I mean?
I've been talking about that for a while.
If y'all want to do it, I have Virgil Ortiz all day against Boots. I'm just gonna flat out tell you guys that right now. Okay, I know what you see in Boots. He's a great fighter and everything, but Virgil's been in there with better opposition. Okay, that's number one. Second, a lot of that shit ain't gonna work on Virgil. Okay, like he's not gonna hit Virgil and then Virgil's just gonna go to the ground like fucking Fortuna did. Okay, that's not gonna happen. He's going to get in his chest and all that. So I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. Let's do it if they want to do it. But let's not act like both guys, and rightfully so, are trying to get the title shot first. Okay? Yep. Why should these dudes kill each other, right? Just think about it. Boots versus Virgil. They eliminate one, right? And now the champion's got to worry about one guy instead of two up-and-coming guys. Right? Yep. While the champions don't fight each other.
Exactly.
Like, that's bullshit, dude. How about y'all fight each other? All right. If I see a champions unified, then let's do Virgil versus Boots. But as a boxing fan, but once again, if you want to do the fight, let's do it. If you want Boots Ennis' career to be ruined this early, okay, go ahead.
Right, and he's the guy who again has been in there with far less better competition than Ortiz at this point. Puerto Rican Rump says it right here.
He knocked out Fortuna D-Style. Oh, you beat Fortuna. He looks so good. Like, okay, of course he's going to look good because the guy that lost 2 straight fights. Look, Boots is a great talent who has a lot of potential, okay? Yeah. But my God, there's people already crowning this dude, in the words of Danny Green, yet he has fought nowhere near the level of opposition that Ortiz has fought. Nowhere near. Not even close.
It's true. He says it right here. Delorme is 1-4-1 in the last 6 fights. Delorme is one of Boots' best wins ever. It's arguable you can say that Delorme is his best win or Lipinets.
Lipinetsa wasn't even that good. I've been mocking Lipinetsa for years.
Yeah,
he wasn't that good. Oh, but he beat Lamont Peterson. Bro, Lamont Peterson was like a very, very thin shell of himself. Okay? Mm-hmm. Like, have you ever seen like the Acme, like when the coyote gets blown up and all you see is like the smoke? That's all that was left of Lamont Peterson after everybody was done with him, bro. He was coming off a beatdown from Errol Spence, and they put him in there with fucking Lipinetsa. Well, of course, he was a shot fighter. Of course, he beat him up, right? But like fucking Mikey beat him, like, you know what I mean? Like okay, Lipinetsa, okay, whatever.
Now, look, here's what we're not gonna do. Okay. He says, I get it. Raza is backing Virgil. He can't beat Boots, let's be honest. But I mean, what do you have to go with that other than just the eye test at this point? That's all we're saying. It's not about Raza or anything like that. It's about what we've seen done in the ring, what work has been put in.
Hey, Chief
Boots has
Funky,
a
ask
lot-
me who I had, Mayweather or Canelo. Well, ask me who I had winning that fight. Like who I
Who'd you have
predicted.
winning that fight, D-Style?
I had Floyd Mayweather Jr. winning that fight.
Me as well.
That was
So
my
that's
prediction.
not-
I wasn't, I'm going to go for the raza. Ooh. No, I support Latino fighters. I support all boxing, first of all. I do support Latino fighters, but if I don't think one's going to win, I'll just say it. Okay? Just like I don't think Valdez could beat Shakur. There, you see? I don't just go by raza and, no, I'm just going to tell you how I feel. That point blank period. All right? Well, when I picked Canelo to beat Plant, it wasn't because of the Viva la Raza. Like, that wasn't what it was. He was just a better fighter. Okay, that's why I picked Canelo to win.
Yeah,
and I support Canelo. But if I didn't think he could win, I would say, man, I'm supporting Canelo, but I don't think he could beat Plant. Right? I would have just said that.
yeah.
But that's not what I said.
All
Okay?
we have for Boots right now is just the eye test. If we're honest, that's all we're saying. If he goes in there and beats somebody that's decent, the way that he's been beating these other guys, then my opinion will most likely change. But as of right now, it's not even a question who's fought the better fighters. It's not even debatable. You're just going off eye test. And look, hey, good for you. I don't go off the eye test. I go off what's done in the ring. That's what I go off of.
Because that's the ultimate eye test.
Yeah, Virgil's best win is Kavalaskis.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you have people out here that believe that eye test is everything. Oh, I'm a boxer. I have a boxing eye. I could go just by the eye test. It doesn't matter who they fight. Okay, well, I could name you many fighters that looked amazing as prospects and it didn't pan out. Okay, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
it's until you step up because there's a lot we don't know about Boots yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mo Hooker and Kavalaskis are far better than Delorme and Lipinets. Let's just be honest, guys. Let's just be honest. I mean, look, I'm not trying to change your opinion. If you think Boots beats him, that's fine. That's terrific. But what I'm saying is this: one guy is more proven than the other at this point.
You want to crown him?
Ortiz. Sorry, that's just the truth. You know, I agree with you.
If you want to crown him,
crown their ass. Yeah,
crown their ass.
Speaking of crowns, the guy who has the most crowns right now at 147 pounds is one Earl, the truth, Spence. Okay.
True.
La verdad, Spence.
La verdad. Well, here's what I'll say to you, Funk. I just want to say one more thing. I don't have a problem with people that think Boots could beat Virgil. That's your opinion. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
My issue is like this whole foregone conclusion thing.
Oh, yeah.
What world do you think it's a foregone? How do you know it's a foregone conclusion? What are you basing it off? Oh, the eye test. Guys, when Zab Judah was up and coming, now a lot of come on, Zab Judah, that's bullshit. No, when Zab Judah was up and coming, Zab Judah looked amazing. Okay, they were calling him Sweet Pea. They were calling him Sweet Pea with a punch, guys. They were saying he was just as good as Whitaker, but with a punch. What they were calling this dude. Okay, he looked amazing in the come up. But what happened? We found out some things about Zab Judah. He had some skeletons in the closet as a fighter that we later found out. You just don't know, okay? You don't.
Yeah.
You can guess. You're guessing that he's going to be a top pound for pound. That's a guess. But you know what? But I can tell you this. I have more data on Virgil, okay? I have way more data on Virgil. Way more. And to me, you know, people always struggle. He didn't struggle with Vargas. He dominated Vargas. I don't know what fight you saw.
Bro, knocked him out. Like,
I don't know. And here we go again. Oh, Conor Benn. Conor Benn knocked him out in the first round. Like, so what if he knocked him out in the first round? So you're telling me right now, you would bet me $100 that Conor Benn beats Virgil Ortiz? You would bet me right now that he beats him. Is that what you're trying to say? Or if that's not what you're trying to say, then what's the point of saying it? I just want to know.
Kane. Yeah. Shout out to Sutter Kane in the chat. It says with the jab, the skeletons was with the rappers. Zab was. That's right. He was. And that's Sutter Kane's theory. You start hanging out with the rappers, it's a rap. Okay. Don't hang with the rappers or it's a rap. Okay.
Look, with the rappers or it's a rap. He knocked out Vargas in the 7th round, bro. He knocked him out like 1 or 2 rounds like later than Errol Spence did. Like spare me.
I'll say this: MMA sucks. If you're subscribed to the channel, thank you. If not, subscribe. Stick around because look, opinions can change. Let's see if Boots fights somebody. If he has a really good opponent next and he blows them out the way that he's been blowing everybody else out, people's opinions will change. But we need to see it done first. Like, why is that such a big deal to you guys? We need to just see it done first. I believe seeing is believing. I just need to see it. That's all, man. That's all I'm saying, okay? So, anyway, let's switch topics. Again, I want to talk about the La Verdad, Spence, okay? Who told us a lot of truth with his actions ringside because as soon as Crawford puts Porter away, the man gets up and leaves the arena faster than I don't know who. Okay. There he goes. All right. There he goes.
Well, why did he do this?
And again, look, this is not truth, man. It's not truth because we don't know. They haven't fought yet. But anyway, I want to ask you guys a question. I'm going to put a poll up in the chat right now. Okay. The question to the chat is, does Spence want to fight Crawford? Yes or no? We got 34 people watching live. I want 34 votes right now. You tell me what you think. D-Style, what do you think, man? Does he want that fight next? Yes or no?
No. Crawford just fired Bob Arum because he couldn't get him the Spence fight. Okay?
Yeah.
He was waiting right there. It's a perfect time. It's his last fight with Top Rank. He just beat a PBC guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless somebody can give me the same scenario the opposite way, you can't. Okay?
Yeah.
I see a lot of Spence fans crying. They're crying, bro. It's amazing. Oh man, he bought a ticket. He was there. All of a sudden, if you buy a ticket, you can do whatever you want, right? When boxing fans boo a fighter for when they buy a ticket, Nick, you can't do that. You can boo. You have to sit there and appreciate whatever the fighter does, right? All of a sudden, if you buy a ticket, you go to the fight, you can do whatever you want. And Spence wants to, he spent his hard-earned money, on a ticket, and he wants to fight and leave after the fight. That's on him. If he wants to shake his head and walk out, he can do whatever he wants. Well, keep that same energy about the boxing fans. They buy tickets and they want to boo, or they want to say this fight sucks. Then keep the same energy, okay? Look, Errol Spence does not want this fight. Okay? He doesn't want it. He could prove me wrong if he wants. How about that? How about
23 votes, guys. 35 watching. Let's get it to 35. I want to give a shout out to a big supporter of HCP. Sutter Kane drops on a $4.99 super chat on your boy. Spence destroys Crawford. That's 100%. Woo! I love it.
Brother, let me tell you something. Spence don't want that work, bro. He just doesn't, okay? Crawford looked at a camera and said, Porter looked at a camera and said, Crawford's the best dude I ever fought, okay? I didn't see Spence knock him down twice. I didn't see Spence basically have him beat by 10 rounds. I didn't see that, okay? So at the end of the day, you could argue Porter beat Spence if you want. Not me. I had Spence winning that fight, in fairness.
Me too.
I had it close, though. But you could argue that Porter won. And now the car crash has happened. The dude's he's got eye problems. Dude's a pirate now. You know what I mean? He's walking around with an eye patch. The dude ain't the same, bro. Okay, detached retina, ladies and gentlemen. All right?
Yeah.
That eye's going to get jabbed all night. All right? And let me just tell you something, man. That's the fight that needs to happen. And I don't think Errol Spence wants that fight. If Errol Spence wanted that fight, he would have secured the fight. He would have got in the ring. He would have been in the arena because his name got brought up, and he would have been there. Even if you're in your seat and you go like this, and you go like this, even that would have sufficed. You couldn't even do that, bro. Everybody knows that if Porter would have won, Spence would have been right there. And he would have said, "Oh, let's do it again." You know what I mean? You know, and all this other dumb shit. But bro, we got the Spence fans are crying, bro. Andan llorando. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. Bro, the tears of Errol Spence fans could, like, the tears alone can stop the damn, forest fires over there in California, bro. Put a stop to that shit. Just drop the Errol Spence tears. All over California, man. The drought would end immediately. All right? Errol Spence, ladies and gentlemen, does not want this fight. He fought everybody else. Like, but wait, Crawford never got in the ring after. Well, you wanted to get in the ring when they already had the Danny Garcia fight plan after the Porter fight. They had Danny there with a suit and shit, like hey, yeah, this is the fight the fans want to see. Let's do it. No, that's not true. Nobody wants to see that fight. Okay. You don't want the fight, bro. It's clear as day to me that you don't want the fight. His fans can cap all they want. They could start the narratives they want. This motherfucker is looking for him. He just fired Bob Arum because he wants this fight. Okay?
28 votes so far. We got 46% say yes, 54% say no. I want everybody to vote right now, okay? And I want to say this, my brother Sutter says 100%. Since you said 100%, how about we bet 100? I take Terence Bud Crawford. I'm on record right now. We can bet $100. I know you got the Fedio Holmes. Let's do it, man. I'm good for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind dropping a little something on a fight, but I'm taking my man Bud Crawford. I've been saying it for years. I think that this guy is the best welterweight in the game right now. And no, you're right. I don't think he's scared, but I think they're strategically waiting for Bud to either get old or look old in the ring. That's what I think. Because every time I see Errol Spence around Crawford, his energy is off to me, man.
He's
I'm
scared.
no body language expert, but he told the guy 4 years ago, "Get a belt, we can make the fight." That was 4 years ago.
We can do it. You know what I mean? We can do the fight. Just get that belt. All right, let's get that belt. And after we got the belt, well, I'm gonna take care of my side of the street. Well, you couldn't take care of your side of the street. Like you got Ugas over there, who was a champion as well. What happened to taking care of your side of the street? You didn't do it, right?
Yeah.
So right now is the time to just make the fucking fight happen.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Agree, man. And look, his reaction to the fight, he gets up and leaves right away. I seen an interview with Ellie Setback reporting after the fight. He caught up with Errol Spence. He said, "Hey,
scared.
Are we gonna get that fight next, or what? Earl?" He said, "I don't know, maybe." Like, what does that mean? I don't know, maybe. Like, I don't know, man.
Bro, he told him, "I'm gonna clean up my side of the street first, and then I'll get to you." When Crawford told him, "When are we gonna do this?" And we have Spence fans out here. Well, he told him he's going to take care of his side of the street, and after he takes care of his side of the street, then he'll go ahead and go over. Like get the fuck out of here, okay?
Look, man, I'll just say this: I think that they're strategically waiting for him to look bad. That's what I think. They're waiting for him to look old, look beatable, and look. I see some of you guys in the chat right now saying. Maybe he thinks he's easy work. Porter laid the blueprint. Well, I mean, shit, if there's a blueprint, then let's get this fucking thing on, man. Like, I'm tired of waiting for it, to be honest with you. I'm sick and tired of waiting for Spence versus Crawford. And look, I'll admit this. Look, I like Crawford. I think he's the most talented. I think he's the best welterweight in the game right now. But, he will be the B side in this fight. No doubt about it. I'm not going to sit here and argue with anybody about that because I don't even give a shit, to be honest with you. I just want to see the fight. I just want to see the fight. And I just feel like Crawford anytime he's around Spence, man, that energy is just weird to me. It's weird, you know? And it was weird to me that he goes and sits ringside, and then as soon as the fight is done, he just leaves. And then he gets asked a question. Well, I don't know, maybe like, what happened to the days of competitive trash talk amongst competitors, man? Like, I miss that. I really do. Like, if I was a fighter, somebody asked me, like, what do you think of this guy? You know? Well, I think he's good. Do I think he's better than me? Fuck no, he ain't better than me. I'll kick this motherfucker's ass right now. Get him in the ring. Get that motherfucker a contract. Like, I miss that type of shit, man. And we're not getting that. We're not getting that from these guys. We're just not. Like, I said the same thing about Charlo at the Canelo fight. Like, you said all this shit about Canelo didn't want the fight, blah, blah, blah. Why did you get in the ring, man? You were there. PBC event. Hop in the ring. Say, what's up, Canelo? I think you're good, but can you beat me? Hell no, you can't beat me. Let's fight. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see, man. I miss that shit in boxing, bro. I miss it. Sutter Kane, another 499 says, I don't bet. If I did, though, I would happily bet that 100. Real talk, Crawford takes way too many hits. Porter was giving him the work before the KO. Look, man, here's what I'll say. I agree that he did touch him more than other fighters have in the past but look, here's the thing as well. Shawn Porter is the best fight that he's had at 147 pounds. So I would expect that, you know? I would expect that for Shawn to touch him more. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that guys get hit. Like Crawford, I've said this in my prediction. He's not a defensive wizard, but he's got a good chin. I don't ever recall him really being hurt in a fight. And he doesn't mind mixing it up. That's why I like Crawford so much. He can box. He's skilled as hell. He's a switch hitter. And he doesn't mind mixing it up with guys. Like, that should be something that we all love. We all love a good fight. We all love good exchanges. And look, he's knocking everybody out. When was the last time somebody went 12 rounds with Terence Crawford? I can't even remember. Matter of fact, let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up on my phone real quick, all right? I can't remember the last time somebody went 12 rounds with Terence Crawford. Let me just take a look and see. Because, I mean, Crawford is a beast, man. He gets motherfuckers out of there. He's got 29 KOs on his record. Let's see. I see TKO, KO. Let's see here. Looks like the last time he went 12 was 2016 with Victor Postal. That's a long time ago. Victor Postal was the last guy to go 12 rounds with Terence Crawford. And that was when? Hold on, let me grab that again. Victor Postal, 2016. 12 rounds. Felix Diaz went 10. I mean, nobody's going the distance with this guy. Like I feel like he should be a much bigger star than what he is today, in my opinion. He's very entertaining. He's very skilled. And again, he doesn't mind throwing chingazos and taking some chingazos in the process, man. Okay? Sutter Kane with a $20 super chat now. The 1999 says, bro, Crawford been fighting leftovers for some time. This is his first real fight. Take those same shots against Spence, and he's going to go to sleep. His chin is suspect. That's what makes it such a great fight, Sutter. That's what makes it such a great fight, bro. And I want this fight so bad. If they ever need, if it's got to be done, man. It has to be done 2022, or it'll never get done. Never. But I'm willing to drop that 100, baby. And I appreciate the support, man. You guys make sure you buy Sutter Kane's album, all right? It's out already on iTunes, wherever it is you can buy it nowadays. No, I don't think there's record stores anymore. We can go and buy them. I'm old school, man, but you can go ahead and download that shit on all the downloading apps, wherever it is you can find it. Make sure that you do that. My boy D-Style with a $10 super chat, man. I appreciate the support, bro. But that's what I think, man. That's what I think. I think his energy is just weird anytime Crawford's around. Right now, we got 36 votes. We got 35 watching. Does Spence want to fight Crawford is the question. 42% say yes. 58% say no. Hey, I just got to say, man, his energy looked off to me. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Anything else you want to say about this, D Style?
Look, people like to play semantics with the scared, not scared. Look, let me just tell you something, okay? Errol Spence is probably thinking to himself, look, I mean, if I'm going to lose, do I want to lose against Canelo, who has already expressed interest in fighting me, or Crawford? Well, which fight is going to make me more money, right? I mean, it's a common sense question, right? Now, obviously, I do believe, though, that the Canelo fights ran its course, right? This dude has gone so way off, like he's at cruiser. He's gonna go to cruiserweight now. You know what I mean? So I think Spence is probably out of the question now. But Spence probably is thinking to himself, like, oh, I could just move up and wait. And he's gonna think to himself, what's an easier fight for me, Jermell Charlo or Crawford? And if he feels that Jermell Charlo or a Castano is an easier fight than a Crawford fight, which, in my opinion, it is. And look, I have all the love in the world for Castano. Great fighter. I feel he should have won the fight with Jermell. And I have a lot of respect for Jermell as well, right? I don't know about the other Charlo, but hey. Okay, but I have a lot of respect for Jermell, okay? I just think they're easier fights than Crawford. I'm not saying they're easy fights, but easier than Crawford, if that makes sense, right? I think that's where Spence is going to go, bro. I think Spence is moving up.
Maybe. We just don't know. There's a lot of questions, man. And I want to try to get in touch with somebody in his camp, man. I'm going to reach out, see what I can do. Sutter came with another $4.99. Says, great fight. Agree, but it's not going to be what you think. I got Crawford going to sleep. Hey, man, I respect everyone's opinion, man. And look, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I really do. But I give the edge to Terence Crawford. That's just my opinion. I think he's just a better overall fighter. He's got a mean streak. He doesn't mind taking shots, doesn't mind mixing it up. And again, he's knocking everybody out that he's in the ring with. And look, he stopped a guy Saturday night that nobody else stopped. Nobody else has stopped at 147 pounds. So
I just want to bring up really quick a shout out to Kenny T, by the way, El Ejecutor, the enforcer of HCP. Shout out to him. I do want to say this. He's asking if Crawford can't get the Spence fight, who should fight next, Ugas or Thurman? Ugas. Unification fight. Ugas just came off that win over Pacquiao. A lot of people will remember that. Oh, he's going to fight the guy that beat Pacquiao. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So, and by the way, it's one thing I could understand why Aram couldn't get him the Spence fight. It's kind of, I don't know if that's Aram's fault. Like Canelo couldn't get a PBC guy to come fight him on the zone, bro. You know what I mean? Just think about that. Okay. But Aram should have gotten him the Pacquiao fight, and he didn't.
Yeah, it didn't come through, man. And I agree with you, Jeff. I said the same thing, D-Style as well. We both thought Crawford beats Spence pre-eye injury, pre-car crash, all that good stuff.
We're fighting Spence, bro, not Spence. Spence. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying.
So I'm going to go ahead and end the poll right now. Ending the poll. And as it reads right now, we had, hold on, it disappeared on me. Sorry, guys. But what happened was, okay, here we go. Does Spence want to fight Crawford? 57% say no. 42% say yes. The poll is complete at 34 votes. Yeah, man. I just, for me, the energy is off, but I think they'll get it on eventually. But I just think Earl's waiting. I think PBC and them are waiting it out. Davey says $4.99 super chat. Thank you, man. Earl Spence is doing to Bud the same thing Keith Thurman did to him. Get that belt and I'll fight you. Exactly. He said it 4 years ago. Get a belt and let's fight. And that was 4 years ago, man. Sutter came with another $4.99. Says shout out to HCP. I'm out. Ghostbusters for the second time. Y'all enjoy. Get me on this week. Crawford stops a guy whose dad said he didn't train well. Yeah, man. I mean, look, it was definitely a peculiar stoppage for sure, man. But hey, guys, Sutter Kane, make sure you guys check out his album. Really good stuff, man. The father of ghetto metal. Okay, make sure you guys support him. He's a big supporter of our channel, and we'll definitely get you on in the future, man, to talk more about more boxing with us and stuff. Definitely, man. So here's the last thing I want to talk about before we wrap this thing up. Maybe I'll open it up to the chat, but real quickly, we're going to talk about these fights. We're going to give our predictions tomorrow night on the HCP podcast on D-Style Boxing Live, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on the HCP network. Okay. Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos Jr. this Saturday. Stephen Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa also this weekend. And I just want to ask you and everybody in the chat, which fight are they more interested in watching? D-Style? Which one?
Man, that is a tough question, but I'll answer it in two ways. I think the better fight is Brandon Figueroa versus Fulton. I think that's a more competitive, more intriguing, in my opinion, a possible fight of the year candidate in that fight. Okay? I mean, Brandon Figueroa, for those that don't know, is basically a lot like his brother, but with a punch. Okay? Like, imagine Omar, like if Omar had a killer left hook or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, and he has a better size advantage in that weight class than his brother had in any way, shape, or form in the weight class he participated in. But I'm actually looking forward more, even though it's not the better fight to me, but I'm looking more forward to Teofimo versus Kambosos. And the reason I'm looking forward to this fight is because it's been a long time coming. Teofimo Lopez has been out of the ring for far too long. Now, people could say all they want. Oh, it's his fault because he got COVID. Bro, COVID's like a 2-week disease, okay? Like, you know what I mean? It's a 2-week virus. He got over COVID, and that delayed it. Should have only delayed it like 2 weeks. But Triller postponed it multiple times, okay? That was Triller's doing. I hope no big event or fight ever allows themselves to get put in the hands of Triller, because it will fuck it up. This is the same place that put a almost 70-year-old Evander Holyfield in the ring, okay? That's ridiculous, bro.
Terrible.
I have uncles that are like close to their 70s. They have no business climbing a ladder, okay? Much less boxing professionally, all right? But look, to me, I see it this way. It's time for Teofimo Lopez to remind everybody why he's great. All right? Teofimo Lopez went through Nakatani when Nakatani was undefeated. Okay? Gave him what Nakatani almost retired after that fight. A lot of people don't talk about that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He fucked up his eye in that fight. Or orbital bone. I forget which one it was. And then he knocked out Comey in the second round. And then he put on a boxing clinic against Lomachenko, who many call the Matrix. A lot of websites had him number one pound for pound. And now let's put aside who you put the blame on. But Teofimo Lopez has been on the shelf too long, to the point that everything he does outside the ring has become a big distraction. Okay? He does one little thing, and his mom got scared. He had to move with uncle and auntie in Bel Air. But he does one little thing. Like, you know what I mean? And people act like it's the biggest deal in the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God! He was in the States with Canelo. Well, why was he there? He shouldn't be there. Well, he was invited by Canelo. Canelo wanted him there, right? Canelo was taking pictures with the guy and going like this.
Let's pose this way. Let's pose that way. You know
what I mean? Like, Canelo didn't have a problem with it, but let's make a big deal. Oh, ay, quiero llorar.
Oh my God.
Me quitaré con canela. No puede ser. Ay, mi corazón. Like, what the fuck is going on over here? All right. But look. Let me just say this. Teofimo Lopez is going to remind everybody just who he is. Okay? He's going to blast Cambozas. And after he does that, okay, I have news for all of you. Ain't nobody lightweight going to beat him. Ain't nobody moving up from 130 going to beat him. Okay? And I'll tell you right now, he beats Josh Taylor. I'm just telling you that right now. I'm saying it. He beats Josh Taylor. Okay. Oh no, but but Josh Taylor is undisputed and Theo isn't. I don't give a fuck. Okay, he's gonna beat the shit out of him either way. Right? That's why y'all are angry. Oh, and then he wants to move up and fight Josh Taylor for undisputed. Who do you think he is? Yeah, he has the best win out of any single win out of any other fighter in boxing in the last 5 years. He does. Okay? He does. Eat that. Nobody can take that away from him. All right? And if you want to do a Loma fight again, you'll knock his ass out this time.
Yep.
Let me just tell you, when they said it was a takeover, that's not a gimmick. That's literally what he did. Right?
We're one of the few channels, networks out there saying it.
They were laughing at us. Okay, you think Platt was being laughed at? They were laughing at HCP. Okay, and scorning shit. Like they felt scorned by the fact that we had the audacity to say he's going to win this fight. Oh, but how could he say that? Because he's going to win. But how? Like this. He's going to beat Lomachenko. But no! He's not going to do it. Loma's so good. Well, you were wrong. And he beat him. And then what are you going to do about it? Absolutely fucking nothing. And what are you going to do about it? Okay? You couldn't do it. And now you want to be victims. Now we got to hear the crying of the Loma fans, that were telling us with arrogance that there's no way you can do it. Now they're crying, Now they're here. They want to make a little bit of nothing.
Yep.
A little bit of something. A little bit of nothing.
I remember all that bullshit.
Me duele el corazón. Let me tell you something.
I remember all that bullshit.
Me duele el corazón because he's taking pictures, he's walking around with the title. Okay, what's that WBC belt about? All the questions you should be asking Mauricio Suleiman. Okay, all the energy that should be going towards Mauricio and the WBC, you want to direct it towards this kid. Okay, this early 20s fighter that has a long career ahead of him. Okay. And he could tell about his dad. You know how many trainers say stupid shit? Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Look what Porter just said. Look at Kenny Porter just said in the post fight, okay?
We're say
dumb shit all the time, but his dad said this on this stream, and then he said this in 2017, and then he said this other thing, and he shouldn't have said it. Why did he say it?
We're going to talk a little bit about what these guys have to say because there's some shit that happened this weekend that was not addressed, okay? But Sutter came with another $4.99. I do agree with Davey, though. Spence does have
Okay, let me tell you something. Let me just say about the Shakur Stevenson situation, okay? We used to have a saying. We used to have a saying for the people that always went to church and shit, right? Like they would always go to church, okay? Nomás para pegarse el pecho, okay? So the saying was, because in Catholic church, the priest will go through a ritual or whatever, like a prayer, and then he say, por mi culpa y por mi culpa y por mi gran culpa, like, you know what I mean? So the saying, que me pego el pecho, like, you know what I mean? Like, and then once they leave church, like they sin the whole weekend, the whole week. It's all bullshit. They don't follow the Bible. They don't do nothing, okay? Nomás pegándose el pecho when it comes to Teofimo Lopez, okay? Nomás ahí, like, ay, why? Why do you take the belts? Ay, like, you know what I mean? Like, but when Shakur Stevenson does it, it's no big deal.
Right.
The belt was there. You know what I mean? That's why he did it. You know what I mean?
Well, let me say this. let me say this real quick, D-Style. I'm more interested in the Fulton-Figueroa fight because I think it's a better fight. I do want to see how Teofimo looks after all this time, but I think he's going to beat George Kambosos. I think, look, and credit to Kambosos, he earned his shot, worked his way up the ladder to get the mandatory shot. I can respect that. I just don't think he's that guy to beat Teofimo. I think Teofimo's going to beat him. I'm more interested in the other fight because I think it's a little more interesting, So that's what I'm going to say. But look, you brought this up, so we're going to talk about it before we wrap it up.
Well,
all right.
I just started in trouble now. I don't know. I was just talking.
Well,
no,
we didn't start this. All right. This was some shit that was going around. This was some shit that was going around. Okay.
Look at this.
Look at this. Okay.
Well, but it's different because it's because he's holding it on his right shoulder. You know what I mean? If you hold it on your right shoulder, it's okay. You know what I mean? If you're standing to the left of the champion, it's okay to do it. You know what I mean? It's that Teofimo was he was on the other side of Canelo, not to the right, but to the left side. It's different. You know what I mean?
So look, I posted this yesterday. You can see it right here, 22 hours ago. I said, keep that same energy. And I got to call my brother Maestro out. Okay? Calling you out. When you said, imagine going to another man's fight with your belts, right? I want to know where that fucking energy's at. Okay? You're not being consistent, bro. You went on and on and on and on and on about how Teofimo Lopez is a clout chaser and how it was embarrassing for him to show up with all his belts to another man's fight. But what the fuck we got right here?
It goes
what do you call this?
And on and on and on. Street lights, people.
I want to know, where's the energy, bro? And where's the consistency? You guys got mad because one guy showed up with his belts. This guy shows up with his belt, and you're quiet as a church mouse. Quiet as a church mouse.
Like Teofimo only beat Lomachenko and Comey. Like Shakur. I mean, he went through the gauntlet of fucking Jamal Herring, bro.
And look, no disrespect to Herring, but he was a huge underdog in that fight. Huge underdog. Okay? But I'm just saying, all right? Let's keep the same energy. I want to know why this wasn't mentioned on Mano y Mano.
Oh, you know what? He got credentials, though. You see the credentials?
I want to know, where's the energy at, bro? Okay? And look, you don't have to like Teofimo Lopez. That's fine. That's fine. Okay? All I'm asking you to do is stay consistent, brother. That's it. If you're going to call him out for bringing his belts to Canelo's fight and take pictures with Canelo, I want to know why you're not calling out Shakur Stevenson. This was not mentioned today. You did not wait. You couldn't wait until Monday after the Canelo fight to talk about Teofimo Lopez clout chasing. He's a clout chaser. Get him. Where's that energy for fucking Shakur Stevenson, man? I want to know. I want to know.
Shakur's to the right, bro. He's to the right of. That's why. If he was to the left of Crawford, then it would be the same, but he's not. You know what I mean?
Yep. I guess that's what it is. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know what the difference is here, man.
Look at this, bro.
I'm waiting for somebody to give me an explanation as to how this is different than what.
Well, what they're saying, if you don't mind, what they're saying is that Shakur received the belt from the WBO at this fight.
Okay.
That they conveniently gave him the belt at the Crawford versus because that's totally where they ship belts to where the next big fight's going to be. They don't ship it to your house now.
Fight? How long ago did Shakur win this belt from Herring? That was like a month ago, right? Something like that.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying that he wink got the belt at the event. That's why. That's the reason. But like, why would he be shipped at the event?
Guys, look, my email's rolling at the bottom. All right. I can go another 15 minutes. That's the max. If anybody wants to come on here and defend this, right? I'm dying to hear an explanation as to how this is any
Street
different.
lights,
Okay,
people.
I'm dying to know how this is any different. Okay, and why you're not keeping that same energy. Okay,
They just go on and on and on and on. Street lights, people. Let me just tell you something, okay? Here's what I want to know. Serious question. Is it that big of a deal that he took pictures with Canelo?
No, it's not. I said it in my video, guys. If you haven't seen the video I made, it's a 2-minute video I made about this. And some people were getting mad, got in their feelings, which I expected. All I'm asking is the same energy. Like, why is it so hard to be consistent, guys?
Canelo
Why?
loves, you know why he loves Teofimo? Because it ended the who's number one, Canelo or Theo or Loma, pound for pound. Like once Theo whooped his ass, it wasn't debatable anymore. Canelo all day, baby. You know what I mean? So that's why he loves Teofimo. Because it ended the fucking I think Loma's better than Canelo. I think he's better. Like okay, whatever you say.
Yep. I think this is a shame, man, that I have to do this to my brother who's on a part of the HCP. And it's HCP, okay? Not NCP. All right. I don't want to hear none of that garbage. God. All right. You're not going to separate yourself from us, okay? I want to know, man.
Well, you're HCP. You're HCP for life. Okay? like it's already set for, like, you got a lifelong contract, brother. No, but in all seriousness, let me say this. I don't give a fuck that Shakur took pictures with Crawford.
Yep. I don't even care.
I don't care. Good for him. But I thought that if you're not fighting that night, you shouldn't have your belts with you.
Yeah, exactly. And hey,
so I don't want to hear all, but they delivered his belt there. Okay, so he had to take it off, put it on, and go up to the stage. Plus, Ric Flair carried his belt everywhere, baby. Woo! You know what I mean? Ric Flair carried that belt everywhere he went at all times. So I don't want to hear it. Okay, I'm just saying.
And you're absolutely right, HOD. Beeb was on that train as well. So I got to call Beeb out as well. In fairness
to Beeb, he did say that, hey, he shouldn't have taken it there. So
okay, that's good.
He also said the same about McKilla Mayer had it there. But okay, guys, really, I want you guys to put on your critical thinking hats for a second, okay? Stop wearing your capping hats and put on your critical thinking hats, okay? So you're really going to accept, Shakur received the belt from the WBO at the Crawford Porter fight. That's why he did it, okay? Well, first of all, in order for that to happen, what did the WBO need to know for sure that he's going to be at this fight? Right. What if he wasn't there? Well, what if he had other plans? Well, what if he was going to be in a cruise or in Mississippi somewhere, Florida? Like, what if he wasn't there? This was planned.
Yep.
Right? It was planned. All right. And then they planned to do what they did. Point blank. I'll just tell you right now.
And it's not a big deal, man. Like, we got to stop with this weird possessive crap that some of you guys are on. Like, it's just weird. Like, the way you guys reacted to Canelo and Teofimo was like, geez, like, I mean, you guys are acting like you're married to the guy or something. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And it's
but here's what I want to know, right? So Shakur, so these are the rules, G-Funky, okay? If you coordinate to receive the belt at the event, you know what I mean? So that way they give it to you there. And then you have a grace period of 2 hours to take it out of the suitcase and put it on. They can take all the pictures you want. After that grace period, that's it. It's over. You can't do it no more. You know what I mean? Yep. That's what it was.
Frank Yeager here with the 199 says this is the bootleg version of Canelo and Teo.
Well, this was a Shasta. This was like the Sam's Club Dr. Thunder version. Okay, that's what this was.
I didn't hear you say anything, brother. Did you say something? I didn't hear you call Shakur a crowd chaser. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear how embarrassing it was for him to bring his belts. I didn't hear none of that, brother. Why? I mean, you can email me. I'll send you a link. I want an explanation.
Hey, but
I want an
what I want
explanation.
to know is why was this the bootleg version? This was like the shop meet. Like this was like the swap meet. I'm sorry, version. Like you know what I mean? You ever go to a swap meet and they're like, "Oh, it's just Nike." Like, say Nike. The man is Nike. Like it's not even how you spell Nike. You know, like, that's what it looked like to me. Just
Right.
saying.
And look, I said this in my video that I made last night. And I watched that press conference, that post-fight press conference live, right? I watched it happen live. Not one time did it even cross my mind to say,
everybody should chant for Maestro to show up, by the way. You know, like we're cutting a promo right now, right? And like the Titatron should come on like dun dun. Time to play the game. You know what I mean? And like dun it. Like where's Maestro at? Maestro. Like, they're chanting for Maestro, bro.
I need an explanation, Maestro. I need an explanation, brother. You're not keeping it consistent, man. I need to hear you trash Shakur Stevenson the way you trashed Teofimo Lopez, man. That's all I'm
can I
saying,
at least
brother.
get a he shouldn't have done it? Can I just get that?
Can we get something? Something, bro. We want something, man. And look, we're not trying to force you to like Teofimo. You could hate him, you could love him, whatever it is. All I'm asking you to do is
okay. You don't have to. Let me tell you something. You don't need to give Theo your respect. Okay, nope. He's gonna beat it out of all the fighters you're gonna pick against him. You know what I mean? Just like he did to Loma. You know what I mean? He just beat the respect right out of him. You know what I mean? This is like that. It's all good. Right?
right, man. Like I said, I just want to know why.
I know my ass was flying that Greek and Australian flag this weekend, though. I'll tell you that. Like, let's go, Cambozas!
I don't think he hates Teofimo that much where he'll pick Cambosis. I don't think that's the case, but
nah, you know what? I think Maestro was the biggest closet Teofimo fan on it. Yeah, it's me. I think he loves Teofimo.
Oh man, look, man. I mean, again, all I want to know is why is the energy different for this, Maestro? That's all I want to know. I think everybody deserves an explanation, man. That's what I think. And I gotta call you out, man. I just have to.
Oh, Maestro! You know Maestro loved this song. Look at this. Yo, this video, I swear to God, man, Maestro was listening to his car or on the way back. He was just like,
what's going on, pound for pound boxing real news? Look, man, I want to know what's this all about, man. What's this all about? Huh? You're quiet as a church mouse, Maestro. That's not like you, brother. That's not like you at all, man.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man.
to be the sad man.
Yeah. Come on, man. What's going on over here, bro? Like, what's I just want to know.
I want to know, Maestro. We got 7 minutes before I wrap it up, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock, baby. Let's go. I need an explanation. Like I said, you don't have to like Teofimo. You can hate him all you want. I just want the same energy. That's all I'm asking for, brother.
Plus, I mean, let's be honest. What has Shakur Stevenson done? Like compared to Teofimo, like Teofimo did more in the last 3 fights than this dude has done his whole career. Like, you know what I mean?
Facts. And that's not to hate on Shakur. I think he's a great talent, but it is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is. And again, like I said, it didn't even cross my mind watching this live to call Stevenson a clout chaser because obvious that Crawford was okay with it, or he wouldn't be taking pictures with him, which is the exact same thing I said about Canelo. If you didn't want Teofimo there, he wouldn't have got on stage. It just wouldn't have happened.
And for all you Haney dudes, let me tell you guys something, man. Haney can get it, bro. Okay? Yeah. Like Teofimo's gonna beat this dude. Like I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Maestro's going to come on. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's
I
late.
mean, it's late. It's late as fuck in New York. I'll say that.
It's late where he's at. I'll give him that. But I expect a video soon, man. I do. I want that same motherfucking energy. That's all I'm saying here. Okay, that's it. I'm not telling you have to get on I'm not telling you have to get on your video. I'm like, oh God, I love Teofimo so much. I just
look. It's easy to let me tell you something. It's not really at Maestro, but just in general. I get it. Teofimo has been very inactive lately.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You know what I mean? And it's giving people too much time to focus on like shit that happened in 2017 or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, or shit that they say, or what his dad said, or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, Roger Mayweather said a lot of stupid shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was Floyd Mayweather's like you know what I mean? Like Roger Mayweather said that Pacquiao was on the stuff that the Filipino soldiers were on, and it would take multiple bullets and they wouldn't go down. Okay, like we're gonna like look at John Ruiz's trainer. What he said, like if we're gonna make it a competition, it's not even close. Like Theo Senior's pretty normal compared to that shit. Okay, but what I want to say is this. Okay, from my understanding, Maestro's gone on record saying Theo would beat Haney. So all you Haney fans, over here like thinking he's on your side or some shit. I don't know about that one, okay? You may need to consult with Maestro a little bit, okay? But let me say this. He's going to blast Cambosas. He has a contract with Top Rank. They're going to get him fights. He's going to be active. And that's that. Like, you know what I mean? And everyone's going to forget about all the distracting shit. Just my opinion.
I agree, man. I agree. Another super chat here. Puro Sur Central. $10 says, peace, fellas. HCP is war. We're always at war, baby. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we built, a lot of this on, man. We went to war with a lot of narratives out there, okay?
Yeah.
A lot of narratives.
This is war, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beginning. Hey, check it out. El Chido Boxing. I mean, look. You want to do a pie bet with me? Let me tell you something, brother, okay? You went into hiding. You changed your name. You're working for the CIA now, but you don't want to tell us. It's all good. You know what I mean? Ando trabajando con el FBI, pero no le quiere decir a nadie. It's okay. But come on, bro. Where are you going to take a pie? You know what I mean? But I'll think about it.
Yeah, man. I think it's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like to give my thoughts on who would win or lose unless it's like a mismatch, in my opinion, or a guy's clearly better than the other. But hey, it's a hell of a fight. Lopez versus Taylor at 140 pounds. Yeah. I think Teofimo can make 140 easy, very easily. So I don't think moving up in weight will be an issue. They're both under Top Rank. So hey, let's get it, man. Let's see here. HLD says HCP is war, the real war, not on the Kenny Porter war. Right, man. But let's go ahead. I don't think Maestro's going to come on. Maybe he's busy. That's fine. But I expect something from you, brother. I just got to be honest with you. I expect something from you about this. Okay? Shakur is clout chasing, bro, and I need the same energy. Okay? That's what I need. So, D-Style, let us know what's on board for tomorrow night. HCP podcast, man, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
HCP podcast. Who's down with HCP? Everybody. HCP, the show started about a year and some change ago, and started as a small little show, and we have grown it from the bottom anyway, to the top. Mm-hmm. The way you build a cathedral from the bottom up, right? And I gotta say, man, HCP has come a very, very long way. Okay, built by us, for us, and all that good stuff. Okay, mm-hmm. And we appreciate everyone who supports us and any of the channels. I want to thank the content creators that join us. Don't need to thank us. I need to thank them. And I want to thank Long Live Boxing. I want to thank Ringside Reporter. I want to thank Maestro. I want to thank Kenny T. I want to thank the ladies at Women Crushing It Wednesday, because together we make it happen. You know, that's literally the truth. You know what I mean? They don't owe me thanks. I owe them thanks, you know, and all that good stuff. So tomorrow, 8CP podcast, Wednesday, not Thursday, Wednesday, we'll have the roundtable here on this channel. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell button if you haven't already to get that notification. It should be an interesting roundtable. I will say that. So I'm looking forward to it without a shadow of a doubt. Okay.
It's going to be great.
Looking forward to it. So shout out to everybody. We'll have Calix on with us. Nancy cannot make it this week, but Calix will be on with us, tomorrow for the HCP podcast. We'll be talking, of course, about this weekend's fights, breaking them down, and some of the news and all that good stuff. So everybody stay tuned, man. HCP podcast number 82. Can you believe that?
Man, I can't.
That's just that one show, by the way. It would count the other shows we did, like which you guys can catch on the playlist and all that. Hey, man, just go ahead and check that out, man. You guys make this possible, and I want to thank everybody for being here, for hitting the like button and all that good stuff, and share everything, man. I'm out. Peace out.
Yep. We love you guys, man, that support us, all the channels that are on the network. It's all love. We have disagreements, and it is what it is, man. That's what the beautiful thing about HCP is. It's not an echo chamber. We're not all going to say the same shit, and we're not all going to push narratives or anything like that. Okay. We have our own shit. We say what we want, and we go from there, man. But all the people, the content creators that are working with us, and all you guys that are subscribed to all of us and all the channels.
Al Chile, yes. El Chile, sorry. Al
Tomorrow,
Chile.
yes.
El Chile, yeah.
Or Wednesday.
Wednesday, not tomorrow. Wednesday.
Yeah. You subscribers, man, just remember that this literally does not work without you guys. We appreciate all the support that you guys give us, okay? And again, D-Style and I, we built this thing from the ground up, man. 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now, man. Long time. 2.5 years, I want to say, we've been doing this. And the funny thing about that is this. We were talking a little bit about the welterweights. We talked about, you better not duck me, son, Keith Thurman. Well, here's the funny thing. This is how long Keith Thurman has been out of the ring, guys. The very first show that D-Style invited me on to his channel to do was back in July 2019. And you know what fight we talked about? It was fight week for Pacquiao Keith Thurman. That's how long that motherfucker's been out of the ring. Okay, as long as we've been rocking, that's how long he's been out of the ring. That is insane, man. But that's the truth. That's the truth, man. He's been out of the ring a long time. Keith, get busy, man. We need you back in the ring, or just retire. Do something, man. Let us know what the fuck you're doing, okay? But either way, again, don't forget tomorrow night podcast, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, D-Style Boxing. Wednesday, the Al Chile, 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. And then Wednesday, not Thursday, but Wednesday, right here, G Funky Boxing, the roundtable, Maestro, Beeb, D-Style, myself, Mario Munguia, the boxing historian, and Michael Montero from the ring. It's going to be one hell of a roundtable, guys. You bet there's going to be some clashing on that one. So, again, you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. This way and you won't be left in the dust when it comes to the lives or even the short videos that I make. So, with that said, we're going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys. This is G Funky, and for D-Style, we're out. See you guys tomorrow night.
Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Hispanics causing panic. I'm glad to be here.
Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.